how to make a clean finish on a cowl neck sweater. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, my name is Anjori and I'm the owner of Be Threadly, and I paint with my sewing machine to make one-of-a-kind embroidery patches. You can check out the patches in my shop at bethreadly.com. So when I made the Arlington sweater from Love Notions last year, I saw that my seams at the neckline were exposed. I could see my serger threads and I didn't really like that. So I was trying to figure out a way on how to enclose the seams, and I think I figured it out. Long story short, it's kind of like a burrito method, but with a little bit of differences. And if you want to see a step-by-step, keep watching. And make sure to like and subscribe. Today is the feature Friday for Love Notions, and the pattern is the Arlington sweater. It is on sale today for $5, and you can use my affiliate link in the description below to get your own pattern and make your own sweater. The affiliate link does not cost you anything extra. It just gives me a little bit of commission to keep supporting this channel. Another thing that I had noticed when I was making the sweater last year was that the neckline was a little bit lower, and the cowl was wider than my ready-to-wear cowls that I liked. So I wanted to modify what my necks make. So this sweater that I made, I reduced both the length and the width of the cowl to give this very small cowl, and I also raised the neckline to make it closer to my neck. Most of the time when I'm wearing these type of sweaters, I want to be really warm, so that's why I wanted these changes to make them warmer and cozier, and I think I have achieved it. So if you want to know the details of my modifications, let me know in the comments and I'll send them to you. Alright, now to the tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is sew the front and back together at the shoulder seams, and then you're going to complete the cowl. First, sew the seam that will be on the outside, not the neckline seam. And then once that is done, you're going to fold it horizontally and sew the center back seam. With the cowl and shoulders sewed and pressed, you're going to start with aligning just the first layer of the center front to the center front of the front bodice, and then to kind of fold the seam the way that it should be finished, and then move the fabrics around so that I can expose the seam like so. And I'm going to show it to you one more time, a little bit slower. So I have that second layer, and I'm going to fold that second layer as if it was finished, and then align it, pinch that spot, and then flip the fabrics around, and that way you make sure that all the seams are in the right spot. So here you're going to pin all three layers together at the center seam, and then start pinning to the side. Make sure you use the markings on the cowl to align with the shoulder seam. And you're going to have to fiddle a little bit because, again, we're doing somewhat of a burrito method here. I had problems. Here I was trying to figure out which notch was the right notch. Anyways, yeah, just fiddle with the fabric, push it in where you need to, and make sure that you're pinning all 3 layers as you go. So the middle layer is going to be the front bodice. And you're going to have to pull the bodice through the opening so that you can get the other side exposed. So here I'm going to start aligning the back bodice to the back of the cowl. And again, make sure that it's all 3 layers there. So the center back of the cowl, this matches with the center back of the bodice if you did a bodice center back like I did, and then that will align with the second layer of the cowl. So you want to pin that spot, and then you want to pin a little bit away from the center back, and this is going to be your either starting point or ending point, whichever one. So you're not going to sew all the way to the center back. You want to sew and leave a little bit of a gap. So I'm putting that green pin there, and I'm putting 2 pins there to make sure that I know that it was the center or the start. So as you see, I have serged that side, and to do the other side, you kind of have to take everything out and start over. So here I am flipping everything out. The bodice is out and the cowl is out. Alright, so here's the cowl that is not attached, and we're going to do the same thing, but here you don't have to pinch anything because you've already serged the other section. So go back and start with the shoulder seams, and then kind of push in the bodice into the cowl, and that is going to be your burrito, or maybe it's a football. I don't know, looks like a football. So you're going to continue pinning on this side and do the same thing again at the back, where you leave a little bit of space as an opening. And this is so you can turn everything out. So I'm putting that 1 pin, that's my start or stop position. Now I'm going to serge that section. Alright, so here it is all serged together, and we want to bring in the loops, take out the pin that you had for the center back, and just bring everything out. So what you're going to be left with is this small little hole in the back, and the front side is going to be all enclosed, so you won't be able to see the seams on the front. Okay, so now we're going to pin that section as if you were doing the normal cowl. So it'll be the two layers of the cowl together with the back bodice at the bottom. And you kind of want to use your finger and pull out the fabric where it's been sewn already and pin it. So you see how I'm using my finger to make sure that there's no extra fabric stuck in there. Okay, so we're going to need to serge this spot, but you don't want to do just a straight line. You want to kind of angle it so that there's no pucker. So you're going to start off with at nothing where it's been sewn already, go down to the seam allowance, and then come back to nothing. Okay? So that's been serged now, and that's the only piece of the cowl that's going to be visible, the seam that's going to be visible. But again, it's in the back, so I don't think it matters as much. Now you can sew the sweater per the instructions as usual. So no puckering here, and if you give it a good steam, it'll be good. I hope what you saw made sense, and if it didn't, or if you had any other additional questions, let me know in the comments and I'll answer them, and I'll see you next time. Bye.